Hello and welcome to the AWC here in Scarborough, Ontario at Centennial College. My name is Griffin Porter. Joining me for today's home opener is my good friend Luis Ramirez. Luis, how are you doing today?
I'm good, Griffin. I hope you are as well. Excited for what this game is going to be. As you mentioned, the first home game in a while.
Yes, exactly. A very happy hello to everyone joining us from all around Ontario, hoping to catch some great volleyball today. But like you said, Luis, this home opener has been a long time coming, almost 2 years since volleyball last took place on this court. But it's finally back. The wait is over, and we're going to see the Centennial Colts taking on the Durham Lords here today. Luis, Centennial started their season with a loss, unfortunately, just the other day against Seneca College. It was a straight sets loss, but there was a lot of good that you saw from that match, wasn't there?
Yeah, for sure. I know always losing a game, it's difficult, but considering that we have a very young squad, it was good seeing how the difference between Seneca and the Colts was getting reduced in every set. The first set was a loss, 12-25, but the next two show some improvement as we lost 17-25 and 18-25 respectively. So you can see there that as time went through, there were a lot of ups in the team.
Yeah, just as you said, Luis, this is a very young team. Almost every player on the roster in their first year at Centennial College, their first year with the men's volleyball program. So as you see that improvement set over set, I think that's a sign even early on that these guys are starting to gel together. The communication's starting to get better. They're going to know how to play with each other. And do you expect to see more improvement from the Colts today?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think it's a huge advantage for them, psychologically speaking as well, being here at the AWC in the Progress campus. They're home, feeling at home after all this time. So I think that's gonna be a reason to show some improvement today as well.
Yeah, we are missing our great Centennial Colts fans, of course. No fans in the building today, but still, like you said, being home, getting to play in the gym where they've been practicing, been getting to gel as a team, that's going to be really important for them. And of course, on the other side, Luis, we've got the Durham Lords. They won their first game of the season against Loyalist College, so they're coming into this one 1-0. How important is it for Centennial to really play these guys close today?
I think it's going to be very important, Griffin. Especially, I have here they won their last game 3-1. It was a 4-set game. They started losing the game actually, and they were able to recover from that initial loss. I think that's something important to mention because their game took much longer than Centennial's opener game, which means they didn't have as much time in practice to recover. It's been much more harder for them to reach today, being 100% fit. So maybe Centennial can take an advantage of that at some point. And I think it's going to be really important not to get 2 losses in a row, not only because of our current position in the standings, but also because of the psychological motivation of the team.
Yeah, so as you said, Luis, that'll be something to keep an eye on as this match goes on. The fatigue in Durham, maybe with that extra set on their legs so far this season. But yeah, a shortened season here because of COVID-19, so really important. You don't want to start out with 2 straight losses in this short season. Now, Luis, if you had to pick a player to watch for Centennial College in their home opener today, who are you keeping an eye on?
I think that would be Ayo Oyashina. Because he's the most experienced player in the roster so far. We were mentioning earlier that it's a very young team, most of them experiencing their first year with Centennial Volleyball, but he has already, this is his second year, so his experience will be much appreciated, not only by his teammates, but also by the entire team, coaching staff, and everyone involved, really.
Yeah, I'm going to be keeping an eye on number 20 for the Colts, Ryan Dieppe. He's such a great player up at the net, and he loves those fake attacks. You can see him warming up right now. He's got great power, which the other team has to respect, but he'll take advantage of that just for a soft little flip over the net sometimes. It's a really great move. I love to see it executed, and Ryan does it as well as anybody in the OCAA. So that'll be something I'm looking for here. Anyway, Luis, we're going to take a short break as we step aside for the national anthem. And after that, we will have the home opener, Centennial versus Durham, right after this.
Would you please rise and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem? Starting lineup for the visiting Durham Lords. Number 3, Quentin Hutchins. Number 18, Jacques Ternat. Number 14, Kyle Chavez. Number 11, Aiden Karn. Number 1, Tyler Jagan. Number 2, William Egan. And number 17, Michael Penny. Head coach in his 8th season for the Durham Lords is Mike Kubicki. Now let's meet the starting lineup for your Centennial Colts. From Halim Halil Pastoran High School in Iran, number 4, Babak Ibrahimi. From George Henry Academy, number 8, Dante Garcia. From West Hill Collegiate Institute, number 18, Ayo Ojashina. From Monsignor Percy Johnson in Toronto, number 19, Alex Smith. From Danforth College, number 20, Ryan Diaz. And from Weston Collegiate Institute, number 22, Tommy Dad. Head coach in her 4th season is Adriana Bento. Let's play Colts Volleyball.
So as you may have heard from our spectacular in-game announcer Matias Bueno, we've got our starting lineups here. Starting for the visiting Durham Lords, we've got Quentin Hudges, Jacques Tournade, Kyle Travis, Aiden Karn, Tyler Jagan, William Egan, and Michael Penny. And the head coach of Durham is Michael Hubicki. And starting for Centennial, Babak Ibrahimi, Dante Garcia, Ayula Ojashina, Alex Smith, Ryan Dieppe, and Tony Tan. The head coach is Adrian Bento. Luis, you ready to watch some volleyball?
Yeah, excited for what this game's going to represent, not only for the league, but also for the Centennial Colts, as we were talking earlier today. First home opener in 2 years' time. Let's get ready.
It'll be Babak Ibrahimi from Iran serving first here for Centennial. We'll see if he can get the Colts started on the right foot. Oh, and it just goes long, so it'll be Durham taking the first point of the game. And we'll see who they've set up to serve first. Looks like it is number 1, Tyler Jagan, who will be serving first for the Durham Lords. Colts able to receive the serve and just forced to send it back over the net as the Lords will set up for their first attack of the game. And it's a good block by Centennial. Colts will look to respond in kind. It's Tony Tan getting it in, so the Colts scoring their first point of the game. Luis, a nice shot there from Tony Tan.
Yeah, first point in the season for Centennial Colts. It's good to not let the guests just start adding points to their account.
Pardon me, that was Ryan Dieppe on the nice shot. As that serve from Ao Ojashina goes wide. And so we're going back and forth, trading points here early on. Durham will look to maybe score a few in a row and get a little bit of momentum building here in this first set. Colts going with 3 up front and 3 in the back to receive this serve. That hits the net and does drop in. A great serve there from Durham's Aiden Karn. And so he'll look to do it again right here. Dropped it right in that no man's zone, eh, Luis?
Yeah, I'm starting to figure out Durham's strategy here. It's interesting to see how they start every set just form in a straight line. Not that common in volleyball, but seems to be working for them so far.
Yeah, Durham, a very tall team, maybe trying to line up at the net there. That shot ruled illegal, I believe, from Ryan Dieppe. Dieppe that time with a nice little spike. A little push shot there from Dieppe. And it'll be Tony Tan taking the serve. Oh no, pardon me. Looks like it will be Dante Garcia. A good server from what we've seen in the past, Luis.
Yeah, hopefully he can start the season good. Was a good serve there.
Durham was able to return. Oh, nice little play at the net, and it'll go up to Dieppe. Durham keeps it alive, but can't get it back over. So the Colts will score their first consecutive points in a row and serve again to tie up this first set here. Still very early going at Centennial College.
That's something that Centennial has to take advantage of. The rivals' mistakes. It's going to affect them psychologically. Negative for them, for the rivals, but good for our Centennial Colts.
Yeah, that serve just goes a bit long from Garcia. So the Lords will take back over with a 2-point lead. We'll see a substitution as Michael Penny rotates into the game. And serving for Durham will be the 3rd year, Quinton Hudgens, the only 3rd year on the team. He'll set up Smith for a great spike. What a powerful play from Alex Smith. Colts will get the ball right back. What are you thinking of the net play that you've seen from Centennial so far, Luis?
It's been good. We've seen that play on some of their training sessions as well, so it's good that it's paying off right now in an official game.
Lords able to return the serve. Colts will set up for a good attack here. It goes up to Dieppe. He sends it just wide. So this back and forth first set continues.
It's still a matter of trying to measure up the right strength before hitting the ball. We've seen that same play happening a couple of times now where Ryan Dieppe has been able to get past the net but still out of the court.
And it does look like the Colts have been trying to set him up. Oh!
Ooh, nice play.
That
nice
was
play.
cheeky from Babak Ibrahimi. Did not see that one coming, and neither did the Durham Lords.
Apparently, it was a very nice play from Centennial.
Love a good fake out here. Centennial getting tricky as Dieppe will serve to try and tie the set. Alex Smith was able to get a hand on that attack at the net, but it did go wide, so the serve will go back to Durham. Luis, who do you think is going to be able to get their first sort of 3 or 4 point run here? We've seen a very evenly matched game so far.
Yeah, I'm hoping that it's the Colts, really. I was checking out the stats, Griffin, and I've realized that we were talking how the Centennial Colts were a very young team per se, as most of their players are still in their first year. It's a similar scenario for Durham as well, with only 2 of their players having more than 1 year in the team. So that makes things a bit closer together.
Yeah, obviously no Ontario College action last year, so a lot of players in their first year of action here. Whistle blows and the point will go to Durham. A little bit of confusion on the Colts side, but the point goes up to Durham now, nonetheless, and they've now opened up a 4-point lead here in this first set, Luis. Centennial needs to get this ball back.
Yeah, it's important for the Colts not to try to stop this advantage getting any bigger. Oh, that was a nice play.
There's the fake attack that we were talking about. Ryan Dieppe likes it, but Alex Smith likes it too. A great move there by him. Centennial cut the lead back down to just 3. It'll be Alex Smith hoping to follow up that nice shot with a good serve.
Yeah, we can see now that one of the Durham players, number 3, actually went to the referee and talked something. It was Quentin Hudgens was talking to the referee, but apparently he's not changing his mind. The point was for Centennial.
There's another point there for the Colts as that ball was whistled wide. Smith will serve again. Durham up 9-7, pardon me, in this first set. Smith with a short serve there. Lords were able to set up a nice attack, but it is given to Centennial.
Yeah, apparently the Durham player touched the net, giving it the point to Centennial.
Yeah, you can't do that. So Alex Smith with a nice little serving run here. Is that ball?
Yeah, it was in.
Kissed
it was
the
in.
line from Alex Smith. He is on a run, and the Durham Lords will call timeout as the Centennial Colts tie the game at 9-9. Maybe hoping to break a little bit of Alex Smith's momentum here.
Yeah, that's something we were talking about. It was important for the Colts not to let Durham get that big of a difference, and it's important for them not only because of now the game is tied, but also, as I'm constantly saying, mentally, psychologically, it's good for the team not to feel inferior in any scenario. They were able to pick up that 4-point difference. Great momentum there, as you were saying as well, from Alex Smith with the serve. So hopefully this timeout doesn't break his momentum.
Yeah, you can see Coach Bento making the most of her time with her team, obviously, diagramming up some new ideas, while Durham tries to do the same on the other side. And Smith has played great both from this service line and at the front of the net. I would say he's been the most impressive standout in this game so far, Luis.
Yeah, I agree with you. And you know, we can always take some good information from these timeouts. I mean, Adriana Bento is a very experienced coach, so I know she will be able to give that tranquility to her players and get them ready for it's remaining in the game.
Yeah, Bento in her 4th year as the head coach of Centennial men's volleyball. Smith will serve again, looking to give the Colts the lead. Oh, but that timeout doing just what the Durham Lords hoped it would. Lords are able to land a good kill and get the ball back into their hands. It'll be Michael Penny serving for them. And the Colts will put 4 back to try and receive this serve. They will set up Ayo Ojishina for an attack. Ruled a net violation there, I believe, for the Lords. So it's tied up, and we've made 1 full rotation. Babak Ibrahimi back into serve for the Centennial Colts. Lords get a hand on it. And what a great dig there by Ibrahimi. They'll try and keep it alive. Oh. And a violation there from Centennial. So the Lords will take the ball back, but what a play there from Babak Ibrahimi.
Yeah, it was a nice save indeed. It's good to see that the team doesn't give any ball as a loose ball. they're fighting every single time they can.
Lord's going to take a long run up on this serve. And that will be called in. A great serve there from Tyler Jagan. He'll look to do it again.
It was very close to the line, but it was in nonetheless.
Colts let that one go, hoping it would go long, but Jagan able to place it perfectly. Colts do get a hand on this one. They'll set up an attack for Ojashina. Oh, a great play there from Ao Ojashina. He's looked good at the net as well, Luis.
We've seen there's been some sort of complaint there from Durham. Once again, number 3, Quentin Hudgens, talking to the referee, and now talking to his coach.
Yeah, I'm not exactly clear on what the Lords are unhappy about. Referee may be telling Quentin to just focus on the game there, the chair umpire. It's a little bit of a delay as Durham hopes to get ready to play more volleyball.
But the chat continues there between the referee and Quentin Hudgens, number 3 of the Durham Lords.
Looks like the referee, yeah, just asking Quentin to focus on the game, and the umpire can focus on umpiring, and everyone can do what they do best here, Luis.
Yeah, it wouldn't be that surprised if he ends up receiving a yellow card later in the game. He's been the player that's complained the most so far. And now we have number 16 as well, Carter Reed.
I think that's
Red card for number 18 right now. We've already lost a couple of minutes here with these complaints.
Yeah, not sure what the initial complaint was that started this sort of back and forth. Colts will huddle up and just look to take advantage of the delay, recompose themselves here. A very close set.
Yeah. There hasn't been that much of a difference between both teams, except for that moment where Durham took a 4-point lead, but then Centennial was able to recover from that. Now it's only 1 point behind the away team, and still, Durham keeps complaining. We all just want to play volleyball.
Yeah, so more of a discussion between the third year from Port Perry, Ontario, Quentin Hudgens, and our chair umpire. Back to the coach now, and hopefully we'll all be ready to play some volleyball soon. It's been a long delay.
For sure, and the Centennial players seem a bit confused of what's going on at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, the referee is now trying to keep to restart the game now.
Yeah, and it looks like Hudgens and number 18 Jacques Tornade will both remain in the game. So no ejections or anything like that, but maybe a couple warnings. Durham maybe a little bit not fully focused on the volleyball. Let's see if Centennial can take advantage here. As there's still...
Yeah, it's still some talk going on.
Well, Luis, we've seen a lot of great attacks at the net from Durham so far, specifically from the duo of Alex Smith and Ao Ojashina.
Okay, we're good to go now. We're in, I think.
Well, I don't want.
Finally,
I'll
we can
wait
restart
until
the
I see the serve. All right, it'll be Ojashina serving, and Durham will be able to get their hands back on it. Oh, a great block there from the duo of Tan and Garcia. They'll set up Ryan Dieppe for an attack. Lords keep it alive,
and another point for Centennial.
Yeah, the Lords looking to regroup. Centennial look for another nice serve from Ojashina. That was a great rally there from both sides.
Yeah, very exciting, and glad that Centennial was able to get the point from that.
Ojashina, another nice serve. Colts will set up an attack.
Another point. We get the lead now.
Yeah, so that'll be Centennial taking the lead right back. They'll lead this first set 13-12. Just a reminder, the first 4 sets of the match go to 25 points, and you have to win by 2, Luis. So still a long way to go in this one, but we've now played 25 points.
That's right, and the game continues right now.
Colts looking to get, and we've got a point there for the Durham Lords. Maybe a held ball for Centennial.
Yeah, from the sign that the referee gave, I think one of our players had 2 touches there.
Yeah.
So
Jacques Tornade giving a sarcastic clap to the chair umpire. He's not happy about the way that this game has been officiated so far, but Tony Tan looking to keep the ball in the court. Oh, a great block there from the Colts. And that ball will come down on the side of the Centennial Colts. Durham starting to get fired up here as they take the lead back 14-13.
yeah, since that that pause we had there with the complaints, they seem very heated on what's going on.
Yeah, Durham maybe with an us against the world mentality here. Dante Garcia with a powerful attack. And Durham with a double touch. Jacques Tornade still upset. Centennial get the ball back, and Garcia, who just launched the kill, will look to serve.
It's good to see that despite the long pauses in the game, Centennial has been able to keep the focus.
Indeed. Tough sometimes with those long delays. And that point will go to the Centennial Colts as well.
And once again, we have
to the
Clinton
chagrin.
Hadjins talking to the referee.
Jacques Tornade also not enjoying himself so far in this game. Dante Garcia will serve again for the Centennial Colts. That one goes long, a bit too much power there from Garcia. And we're tied once again, Luis. Neither team able to separate themselves in this first set.
Yeah, here I think it's going to be good for either team to start trying to regulate their energy.
Tan with a short shot there. Lord's able to return. That's a high setup pass from the Colts. Oh, and a great block just completely deadened that ball, the front line of the Durham Lords.
Yeah, just to complete my previous thought there, what I was trying to say is this seems to be that it's going to be a very long game. That's how it's developing right now. So it's important to keep focus despite the various momentums that every team will go through during the game.
Yeah, you saw the experience of Ao Ojashina on that one, able to pull his hands back from that serve that he knew was going long. We're tied once again, 16-16. Tony Tan will serve for the Centennial Colts. Lord's able to set up a net play. Oh, I'm not sure if that was on purpose, Luis, but a little bit of a mishit that ended up popping perfectly over the Centennial
it seemed
block.
that he was too early to for the kill, and then he just slightly touched the ball and put it in an empty spot there in the court.
And it looks like a perfectly deliberate hit in the box score and on the scoreboard, though. Oh, Ojashina not able to get his full contact with that one.
We have a timeout, I believe, right now, or not?
Maybe not yet for the Centennial Colts. They haven't used their timeout yet this set. Lords will serve again, up 18-16. Tan plays it. Ojashina and Smith just going to volley it over. Oh, that's a nice shot from the Durham Lords. Put that right in no man's land. No Cold able to get a hand on it, and it's a 3-point lead for Durham.
Looks like the Lords are trying to copy what Centennial was doing at the very beginning of the game with those cheeky plays.
Yeah, not as many big, powerful attacks coming out from Durham Lords in the last few points. Dieppe able to return that. And the block from the Durham Lords is able to, falls wide. So that'll be a point for the Centennial Colts, all on the power of Ryan Dieppe's attack on that one.
So we were talking, Ryan Dieppe is a very powerful guy in our team, the Centennial Colts.
Indeed he is, and a nice serve from Dieppe there as well. Lords will hope to answer. Dieppe, that was Tony Tan, able to keep it alive. They can't keep that one alive. The power of that ball off the hand of Ao Ojashina.
Yeah, as we were talking before, it's important that we have that power in the team. But it's also important to know how to regulate every attack the Centennial Colts have, because sometimes it goes a bit wide.
Colts looking to add some technique to their game and also looking to tie this set up, and that is what they do as the Durham shot goes into the net. We're tied again, Luis, 19. Centennial able to fight right back after a little bit of a Durham run.
This is going to be a very stressful set in the end, seeing which team is going to be able to take it to their side.
Yeah, first to 25 here in the fourth set. And that shot not able to be played by the Durham Lords. A great serve there from Ryan Dieppe. And another timeout for the Durham Lords.
Yeah, that ball ended up very close to our station, let me tell you.
Were you scared?
Quite a bit. You know, I don't want to have a very tall player crashing over our stuff.
You know, if you play the ball, it's still in play. That counts. You can help Durham out, I'm pretty sure.
Really?
Yeah. No, but as we go
I don't want to get a red card.
A red card to Luis Ramirez here in the first set.
No.
Last time we saw Durham call a timeout, they were able to come out and score a couple points in a row, Luis. What do you think that they're hoping to accomplish with this one?
I believe it's something similar. We can start to see a pattern here. Every time the Centennial Colts are getting some sort of momentum, Durham applies their timeouts. It's part of the game. It's totally fair. Let's just hope that now Centennial comes back totally focused and try to stretch out the difference.
Yeah, Colts up one right now as the timeout comes to an end. Both teams heading back out to the court momentarily, pardon me. And the Colts, I think, you can see the energy in the Centennial side as they close in on their first
you can
set.
feel they're pumped up after that timeout, and that's good. That's good to see that level of commitment within the team.
Maybe the confrontational nature of the Durham Lords firing the Colts up a bit here as well, as it'll be Dieppe serving. Hutchins able to get a hand on it. Oh, what a block from Ao Ojashina. And that's a little embarrassing for the front line of Durham. The attack sent right back into the attacker's face.
Yeah. Yeah, and Centennial being able to stretch the difference to 2 points now.
And you can see the strength of Ojashina on that one. As Ao Ojashina, there we see another cheeky little drop shot from the Centennial Colts.
It seems that the timeout didn't work as expected for Durham. Centennial being able to keep their momentum.
That's true, Luis. Dieppe will serve yet again. Lord's hoping to get a better attack this time. It's Hudgens, and that one goes off the fingertips of Tony Tan.
I think if Tony Tan left that ball, that would have gone a bit wide. But it's part of the game as well.
Yeah, tough to make that call in the moment. So the Colts up 22-20 with the Lords serving. No jump on the serve there from Durham. And there's the fake shot from Alex Smith. Colts read it though. And Ao Ojashina once again with a great block. How strong has this net play been from the Centennial Colts?
It's been one of the highest points in the team so far this game. And as we were saying, the team keeps improving every single time.
Centennial looking to win their first set of the season. Here is the opening set. Oh, Dante Garcia just not quite able to read that one. And Durham will get the serve back. 23-21. The Colts just 2 points away from winning this first set. It's been a long one, Luis. This is going to be the 45th point of the set. Dieppe able to get a hand on it. Smith will just get it over. And Durham will be able to set up a nice attack here. They try a fake shot. It's read by Garcia. Garcia tries one of their own. No one. The cheeky chip shots are the name of the day. Oh! And Tony Tan unable to read that powerful attack.
You were mentioning the Centennial was trying to win their first set of the season. And I think those nerves are playing against the team right now. They're not able to close this set.
Yeah, now just a 1 point set. As Michael Penny will serve for Durham. Smith able to get a hand on it. They'll set up Ojashina. Oh! You can see him go for that cheeky little tip, but the Lords read it perfectly. They block it. And
we're
we
tied
have a
again.
Tie set. Timeout called by Centennial. You think Coach Bento just trying to calm her players down here, like you said, Luis, as we get close to the end of this first close set that they've played this year?
Yeah, I think she's trying to get the team focused again. As I was saying, the nerves of trying to win their first set in the season after such a tough set as well, with everything that has been going on, uh, with Durham constantly talking to the referee and Centennial just trying to play. There's been a lot of confrontation, and I think that mentally the team is just getting to that point where they just want it to be over. They just want to feel that they've got the victory, the first victory of the game, and that might be playing against them as well.
Yeah, you can, one of those situations where once they can win that first one, the gates might open here for the Centennial Colts. But yeah, as we said, a lot of these players in their first ever year of OCAA volleyball. So that first set, a big milestone for the Centennial Colts. We are tied here at 23 in the first set. 47th point of the set upcoming. And Luis, we talked before the game about how Durham has played a longer game than Centennial to start the year, and then a very long first set here. Maybe fatigue going to play in if the sets keep going like this.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be an important factor to take into account.
Smith, not able to get a great shot on that one. Tan will keep it alive, and Garcia can't get it over the net. Just a bit of a miss hit there from Dante Garcia. And so it'll be set point for the Durham Lords. Colts will go 4 in the back to receive this serve from Michael Penny, who scored 4 points in a row for the Durham Lords in his serving run. Dieppe returns it. They'll set up Ojashina. He gets it over the net, and we are tied at 24. Luis, you know what that means. We're going to have to go past 25 points to get this first set settled.
That's right. Now, once again, the fatigue factor.
Both teams putting their all into this first set. In is the call. A great attack there from Durham, and they will take a 1-point lead. And once again, the Durham Lords will serve for this first set. Colts able to return. It's Ojashina. Oh, that ball is blocked. They'll keep it alive and just hope to get it over. Garcia just volleys it. Lords a chance to set up an attack. Blocked! And in by Dante Garcia. What a clutch play from Dante Garcia.
You can see what this means for Centennial Colts, how they celebrate each point.
Yeah, Dante not the tallest guy on the team, but he really can get up there, and he is strong at the net. So it'll be the veteran Ojashina serving. Tied here in the first set. And that's a net violation for the Durham Lords. Set point for the Centennial Colts.
The first set point for Centennial in the season so far. Important moment coming up.
Lords able to return Ojashina's serve. They'll set up an attack. It's blocked, but the block goes wide. Tied at 26. Luis, both teams have put so much effort into winning this first set. Only one team will, obviously. How much does the team that loses this first set have to guard against like a mental letdown?
It's going to be very important how they take it personally. Like I think in either case, Coach Bento will be able to take the best from the team. There was an extra touch there.
Yeah, 2-touch called on the Colts. And so once again, for the third time, the Durham Lords will serve to win the set. Colts have withstood the first two. Ojashina able to return. It'll go to Dieppe. That ball's tipped. Lords looking to attack. That one's tipped as well. Ojashina keeps it alive, but it's into the net. And after all of that, the Durham Lords, take the first set 28-26. Luis, what a great set of volleyball we just witnessed.
It's been great. The adrenaline levels right now are so high. But as I was saying just before the last point there, it's going to be very important for the team not to fall down for Centennial. It was a very hard set. We ended up with, what, 20, 20, 40. I'm not good at math, Griffin. Help me with this.
I believe that is a total of 54 points on the board, Luis.
54 points. It's not something that you see every day when playing volleyball. And there's going to be a lot of fatigue in the team. Not only physical fatigue, but also mental fatigue of trying to get their first set where they were not able to. This is where Adriana Bento and all her experience must come in.
Yeah, just as you said, Luis, this is such a young team. Just put everything they had into winning that first set. Not able to do it, so they'll need to guard against a letdown here in the second. Need to keep that energy high and that competitive spirit high. And on the Durham side, there's a lot of relief right now. They won the first set, but I think that they've given themselves enough of a internal conflict, maybe, or a narrative here for the Lords to keep that fighting spirit high.
Yeah, but I want to point out something. There was a lot of discussion with the referee from the Durham side during the entire first set. And that might give a hint that they are not entirely focused on what's actually happening in the game. They're trying to find little excuses here and there. I'm not saying that's not part of the game. It's totally fair. That's why it's allowed for the players to talk with the referee whether they think something is not fair. But I think Centennial can take an advantage from that as well. Just focusing on what they can provide to the game from their side.
Yeah, Durham certainly looked like they really focused up in the second half of that set. Didn't have any more conversations with the umpire here. Just a minute and change left in this break. It'll be a quick turnaround for these two teams after, like we just said, playing that marathon first set.
Yeah, it was a very long set and only 3 minutes between then and the beginning of the second set. We can see how the table staff is cleaning the court. Not a lot of time to recover for both teams.
Yeah, but Luis, let's talk about Ayo Ojishina. What a first set he had. Great play from the service line, returning serves, and of course where he feasts at the net. How impressive was that?
We were talking before the game how his experience in the team will be important, and that ended up showing up. In every part of the court, he was a very important man for the team. He got a lot of blocks, a lot of saves, and he seems to be one of the leaders in this team.
That he does. As we mentioned, the only player with OCAA experience on this Centennial roster. Colts looking ready to start this second set, even with a few more seconds to go in their break. So hungry for the Centennial Colts. They want that first set win.
Yeah, but you can see how Coach Bento is trying to take a one last word with some of their players, especially with Garcia there, and previously with Alex Smith.
And that buzzer rings loud and long for the start of the second set, Luis.
Yeah, I was certainly not prepared for that.
No. We'll get a note in right now to our great scorekeepers here. Luis wants the buzzer quieter. But just like that, back to 0 here. It'll be the Durham Lords serving first in this second set. Kyle Travis from Cordes, Ontario here to start us off. Well, it's able to return, and it's Dante Garcia. Oh, kept alive, and that ball falls on the wrong side of the net for the Durham Lords. They let it drop, but it did not go over. Centennial taking a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, it's curious. It's the second time Kyle Travis actually let that mistake happen. First time being during the first set, of course, but it's the second time he's miscalculated that.
Wonder if we'll see him more aggressive in the future as Ojishina sends his serve into the net. It'll be William Egan serving for the Lords. That is power from Ryan Dieppe, and you can see him fired up.
Yeah, he's always playing each ball so powerful. Sometimes it goes a bit wide, but when it gets in, you can really feel his happiness and how explosive he is every time he scores.
Tough to block for sure. It'll be Dante Garcia, the Scarborough native. Kissing the line there. What a beautiful serve from Garcia.
Centennial keeping up momentum. Even though they lost the last set, they were scoring a huge bunch of points. The most they've scored so far this season. and they seem to be keeping that momentum.
Yeah, they scored enough points to win the set. They just unfortunately didn't do it first. So that serve from Garcia, not able to ace again. This one goes into the net. We are once again headed to Durham side of the court to serve. It'll be Carter Reed. 6'4", Reed. There is a nice attack from that Durham front line.
And once again, we are tied. It's probably the word that we've repeated the most so far during this stream.
It has been a good, tight game here, Luis. I don't know what more you could ask for from the home opener for the Centennial Colts. Reed will serve again. Dieppe blocks and a net violation called on Ryan Dieppe. Looks like he accidentally collided with a Durham player, but all good there. Nothing but friends.
There's going to be a small chat here between the referees.
But everyone's in agreement. After all, even when we play against each other, Luis, we're united by our common love of volleyball.
That's right, Griffin.
Isn't that beautiful?
What a beautiful set of words.
Thank you.
You are always so poetic.
Speaking of beautiful, here's Carter Reed hoping to launch another beautiful serve. Dieppe able to return. They'll set up Tony Tan. Sends it cross court. Lords keep it alive. Almost fell to the ground, but Durham not able to get a solid attack, and they'll set up Alex Smith. His famous flip shot doesn't land.
Oh! They had a new miscalculation there in the Durham side.
Yeah, another error there from the Durham Lords. Gives the ball back to the Centennial Colts. We're tied at 4. It'll be Tony Tan serving, the Toronto native. Wow! Now that was power there from Aiden Karn. He launched that ball, Luis.
Yeah, it was actually, it happened right in front of us. Wouldn't be nice to block one of those shots for sure.
I do not envy the front line of either of these teams. A lot of net power in this game. That ball tipped the net there from the Lords. Threw off Ojashina's calculations. And Durham takes a 6-4 lead.
Starting to have some sort of deja vu with what was happening in the first set.
Yeah, still early here in this second set, but these two teams tight once again. Ojashina just gets it over. The Lords set up for a big attack. Ojashina keeps it alive, but it gets sent wide. What a great dig from Ao Ojashina, just not able to keep that ball in play, unfortunately. As we see Coach Bento giving a quick talk to Ibrahimi, maybe positioning him for this next serve. Ojashina once again returning. That one just went straight over. Tony Tan keeps it alive. Ryan Karn once again. These Centennial blocks are just going straight over the net. They're not able to set up attacks like I know they would want to, Luis.
Yeah, it's been a very powerful attack from Durham in this last couple of sets. And even though Centennial has been able to block them, they always go wide because of the power they come with.
Yeah, Centennial need to get those blocks under control. Another serve here from the Lords goes into the net. So Centennial will get the ball back, trailing by 3 here early in this second set.
From the Centennial Colts perspective, it's good that Durham wasn't able to keep up the momentum. Let's see if they can gather some of their own here.
Yeah, especially early in the set here. You don't want to let the opponent go on sustained runs and build up those large banks of points. Ojashina, That is another great attack from Ao Ojashina.
Every point that passes, I agree more with you. I would not like to be in the front line of either of these teams.
You see, obviously, all the tapes on the fingers and the wrists. It's a tough sport, volleyball. Lords called for a violation there.
Once again, we have number 3, Quentin Hadgen. It's a deja vu from the first set, Griffin.
Luis, we are caught in a time loop here. It's a tight set, and the Lords are not happy with the officiating.
Where is my lure? And I want to get out of it.
But whoever is happy with the officiating. Ojashina just sends it a little long.
No.
Oh, no, it's called in.
It's
or maybe
called in.
deflected by the Durham Lords. Set tied here at 8 once again. It's a point for Ao Ojashina. He has been a star.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, you called it. He was
Where-
your player to watch.
We're in some sort of loop in the space-time continuum.
There's a nice little shot from the Durham Lords, Kyle Travis. The rotation will continue here. It's Aiden Karn serving for Durham. Centennial hoping, like you said, Luis, to not let the Lords go on a run. As that ball goes long.
We're tied again.
We are tied again here, Luis. 9-9 here in the second set. Alex Smith, who we remember in the first set went on a good run, forced the Lords to call a timeout with 4 or 5 straight points. He'll try and set it up again. And that one goes into the net, so Smith not able to quite get that consistency that he had in the first set. And the ball switching rapidly here, Luis.
Yeah. I think fatigue is starting to show off in some of these players. You can see how they stand before the set.
Oh, a great block there from Abraham Nee. We've seen a couple times now, Luis, very rapid points back and forth with both teams blocking each other.
Yeah, now Babak is on the serve. Let me tell you, I like how he lives the game. A lot of energy there.
Yeah. Wow. Oh, a great, great shot there from the Lord's Will Egan. Just sort of flipped that one up. Didn't even look like he just wanted to get it over the net, Luis, and it ended up dropping perfectly for him.
Yeah, Tony Tan was not happy with that. So he looked a bit frustrated there after the point was awarded to Durham.
The ball returned by Diep, and they'll set up Ojashina once again. And that ball was tipped by the Durham Lords. So, Luis, guess what the score is?
We're tied again! Oh my god. And once again, like, there are two things certain in this game. It's being tied and also number 3 complaining to the referee.
It's Ojashina here. Pardon me, folks. Ojashina will look to serve. And he does. Hudgens gets a hand on it. Oh, the Lords. But once again, we see the block from the Colts just going straight back over. Diep able to get a little more control on that one. They'll set him up for an attack. And Ryan Diep.
Such a powerful hit there.
And the Colts will take a lead here in the second set just by 1, though. Ao Ojashina will look to build on it. The veteran. That ball did go around the antenna that you see poking out the top of the net there. So that is called out. And the Colts scored 3 points in a row.
Starting to get some momentum there, and hopefully they can keep it up.
That ball just sort of placed over the net. They'll set up Diep.
Oh!
What a beautiful low shot that just kissed the back of the court. Ryan Diep has really showed up in this second set, Luis. Some great plays at the net.
Yeah, just when the team needed him the most, he appears.
Calls time out to adjust his knee brace there. We've got
Nice
a
shoes
shoe
there
time
from
as
number
well.
1.
Yeah, I like the hot pink.
Yep.
Speaking of good shoes, there's Ao Ojashina. Another nice serve for him. And the Lords finally able to stop the Colts run. They'll get the ball back.
But look at that team support. After that point was awarded to Durham, Babak was mad with himself, and immediately after the team went there in his support.
Oh, that ball goes way long from Durham, and Centennial get the ball back. Yeah, Luis, like you said, earlier this week we were lucky enough to be able to watch an intra-squad game for this team. They get along very well. It's a fun group of guys here, and they like to play volleyball together.
Yes, for sure.
It'll be Dante Garcia serving for Centennial. That ball just makes it over the net. Lords will be able to return. Ojashina keeps it alive. Garcia will set up Tan. He just has to volley it over. Not able to line up a good attack there. Lord's able to line up good attack though. Dieppe keeps it alive. Tan once again just getting the ball over. Colts are on the back heel here. Oh, but a great block by Alex Smith. It'll be the Colts' turn, and it's Alex Smith with his fake attack. Lords, oh! The Durham Lords do end up sending that ball into the net. The point goes to Centennial. What a great rally, Luis.
Yeah, full of back and forward with the ball. Now Centennial being able to build a 4-point difference there.
Yeah, it'll be Garcia serving once again. Lords looking to set up an attack. That one goes wide. Point to Centennial. No deflection there.
You can see a bit of frustration there in the faces of the Durham bench.
Yeah, they're wanting to get this rally under control because the Colts, for the second time in recent history, have scored 3 or 4 points in a row here. And that ball just goes long from Dante Garcia. And the Lords will take the ball back. They're down by 4 right now in this second set.
Let's see, once again, number 19, Alex Smith, showing up for his teammate, telling him to not worry about that point.
Oh, a great block there from Quentin Hudgens. The third year we've seen the emotional leader of this Durham Lords team standing tall against a powerful attack and really just placing that block well. Lords will serve again. Oh, Alex Smith just goes for the chip shot. Smith tries it again. The Lords, I think, are starting to get wise to it. And the Colts will get a chance to set up Dieppe for an attack. Oh, the whistle goes. Maybe a 2-touch there. Yes, for, I believe that was Dante Garcia. And Luis, just when we thought Centennial was building a bit of a lead up, it's a 2-point set once again.
Yeah, if this game has shown us something, it's that no matter how big the difference is, the word tie is always there.
That's exactly what Alex Smith has been looking for. He loves it, and he plays that one perfectly where no Lord could get a hand on it. Tan will serve. Nice from there. The Lords will return. Oh, a solid dig from Dante Garcia. But the Colts not able to play it. And we're still tight here. 18-16 for the Centennial Colts. Be Tyler Jagan serving for the Durham Lords. That one goes wide, so the ball will go right back to Centennial. They're only 6 points away from closing out the second set, Luis, but we have heard that before.
Yeah, many times in this game. However, I think it's the first time the Centennial is constantly in the lead.
Yeah, they've been able to keep a 2 or 3 point cushion as our great scorekeepers get a little bit of a wake-up call, Luis.
Yeah, that hit the table just...
There's a lot of expensive computer equipment on that table.
I know, I was worried about that.
But it looks like we're all good. We've still got a scoreboard.
Yeah, just let me tell you, I'm happy that it happens on that side and not this side.
I hope you can all still hear us. Oh, that was out. Was just a little long. Close one there from Durham's William Egan. And it's a timeout for Durham. The Colts fired up that they forced the Lords to call a timeout.
The same strategy as last time. Whenever the Colts get some big momentum, Durham is calling out the timeout.
Yeah, Coach Mike Hubicki in his 8th year with the Durham Lords, so he's seen everything once or twice, and he knows exactly when the Colts are starting to gather some momentum, and he doesn't like that very much at all.
Yeah, you can see they're talking very heavily there, not only between the coaches but also between the players.
Yeah, Centennial catching their breath. Everyone's got the water. Coach Bento giving some individual instruction, but no team diagrams like we've seen her doing early. Colts may be happy with how this second set is going. They don't want to change too much. It's been working.
Yeah, it's been working for sure. You know, after they were able to get some big difference, they've been able to keep that. something that was not common in the previous set.
Yeah, Luis, and in both that intra-squad game we watched earlier this week and the first game of Centennial season against Seneca, we did see some communication issues early. As we said, it's a young team still learning how to play together. We haven't seen that nearly as much from the Colts today. They are already showing rapid improvement in this young season.
Yeah, for sure. And just a quick fact, that their last game, in none of the sets they were able to get above 20 points. And now 2 sets, both times over 20 points. That's a huge improvement.
Yeah, you got to be happy about that for Centennial, but you know they would be even happier if they're able to close out this second set, and it'll be Ryan Dieppe who hopes to get them on that road. Oh, but doesn't know his own strength on that one, Luis.
Yeah, that's what we've been talking. It's like his strength is a very good thing when he's trying to get the point close to the net, but sometimes he's not able to measure it.
As you said, Luis, laughter on the Colts side of the court after that one, maybe.
Yeah, even he realizes
fun of
that.
Dieppe a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, not much to laugh about when you're on the receiving end of an attack from Ao Ojashina.
Yeah.
But that ball did end up going to the Durham Lords. So Centennial lead cut down to 21-18. Lords will look to tighten it even further. Another pair of great shoes on the server for Durham, Luis. He's got the Durham colors on his shoes, the green and gold. He also hit the ball into the net, but right now I'm more concerned about the shoes.
That's for sure. Some interesting shoe decisions in this game.
Yeah. Ryan Dieppe's got some nice ones as well, but more importantly, Alex Smith serving. Lord's able to return. Oh, and that ball was tipped by the Centennial Colts. So it'll be a point for the Durham Lords. The Colts inch a little closer to that second set victory. But the Lords get the point, and it'll be the veteran Quentin Hudgens hoping to get this game back to tied and even more for Durham. Can only do that 1 point at a time, though, and Ojashina wants it. Sends it just wide, and no deflection there, so the ball will stay with Hudgens and the Durham Lords.
Coach Bento there pointing out something to Ayo Yoshina.
Hutchins gets it over once again. Dante Garcia, that ball's deflected. They set up the attack. Dieppe just forced to send it back over. The power of Durham. Oh, a great block there from Garcia. It'll be the Colts' turn to set up an attack. Ibrahim will set up Ojashina. That ball goes back over. Oh, a little back shot there from Durham. This is a crazy rally, and that ball drops just out. Wow, Luis, follow the bouncing ball on that one.
Good resistance there from both teams. Unfortunately for the Colts, that ends up being a point for Durham, just reducing the difference to 1 point between both teams.
Yeah, now the Lords will serve to tie this second set. Ball just goes over the net. Ojashina. Oh, that is called in, which it was. And the Colts will get the ball back, and it'll be the guy who they choose to serve first each set, Babak Ibrahimi.
Once again,
up 23-21.
Once again, Durham players come here close to the referee.
Do you think it's us, Luis? Do you think they just want to be closer to us?
Probably.
Ibrahimi gets it over. Lords with a chip shot. Oh, and Tan sends it right back in kind. Lords looking for a more powerful tack on that one. But Tan's block does go wide. So it's 23-22 here in this second set.
You can start seeing some nervous faces there on the Colts side. They're unable to close the set.
Yeah, and of course it goes without saying that if the Lords do win this second set, the Colts will be in a big hole, down 2-0. A very important set here for Centennial. As Dieppe just misplays that one, like you said, Luis, maybe a bit of nerves?
Yeah, we were just saying it. A couple of nervous faces there. And I think Coach Bento realizes that.
Yeah, she's encouraging her players to shake it off. We are tied here in the second set, 23-23. Lord serve kisses the net. Garcia keeps it alive, and that'll set up Ojashina, and that just goes long. So it will be set point here in the second set for Durham Lords. They already lead 1-0, and Centennial will call a timeout, Luis.
Yeah, I think the strategy from Durham there of calling the timeout when the Centennial were getting a lot of momentum actually worked pretty good for their side. They were able to turn the game over, They're just 1 point from closing the set now. Important for the Colts to be able to focus on on these few points that are remaining on this set.
Yeah, the Colts were up by 5 a couple times in the second set, but let that lead slip away. As we said, a very young team, maybe a sign of that. Would you have liked to see this timeout come a little earlier in the set as Durham was coming closer?
Yeah.
Now it's set point for Durham. They don't have a lot of time to implement these adjustments.
Yeah, there's not a lot of margin there. I mean, I'm not a coach, and I don't want to be sounding as if I'm knowing more about this sport than Coach Bento, but yeah, probably having a bit more of margin there to work would have worked better for the team.
Yeah, you could feel the momentum slipping from Centennial over the course of this second set. But it's gut check time here at Centennial College. The Colts already down 1-0. They just need 1 point to force this into yet another extra long set. But right now they got to get this point, Luis.
That's right. It's Durham now going to serve. Let's see how this works
Kyle
out.
Travis serving for the Lords. Very important point here. Travis hits it well. Smith keeps it alive. That'll set up Tony Tan. Oh. And that is a point to the Durham Lords. And that'll be the second set to Durham, 25-23. Luis, you literally cannot have a closer volleyball game than these two sets. Centennial losing both sets by the minimum 2 points, but they're still down 2-0.
Yeah, they're down 2 sets, as you're saying, and you can still you can now see there's some more visible frustration there on the bench. I think in comparison to the last set where they were coming from behind and were able to tie the game a couple of times and then fight it till the very end. Now I think before that timeout from Durham, I think everyone was agreeing that Centennial had all the odds in their favor to get that second set, and it slipped away. That's a huge psychological hit there. So let's hope for the Centennial Colts' interest that they're able to recover. I mean, if they win this third set, they're going to force a fourth set and then can even force a fifth set.
Yeah, like you said, Luis, you can't make up all 3 sets in one here. You got to just take it 1 set at a time and 1 point at a time. But you must think that it's weighing on this team that in both sets they had plenty of chances to win. And the Centennial Colts could just as easily be up 2-0 as they didn't. But as we have mentioned time and time again, only one player on this team is not in their first year of OCAA volleyball. And you do have to think that that milestone of winning your first set as a Centennial Colt, winning your first set as a college player, it's tough for guys to overcome. And now we're seeing it, and now it's become a thing for them.
Yeah, like it's been very clear, I think, for everyone here at the AWC that there was some nervousness coming from the team when it comes to closing that set. In both cases, just getting up to the 20-point mark has been no issue, really, which is still a great improvement in comparison to the last game against Seneca. But it's still been difficult for them to get over that 20-point mark and keep that momentum going.
Yeah, like you said, Luis, this is a much better team already for the Centennial Colts that we saw, and a great game for the Durham Lords as well. We obviously are Centennial broadcasters, that's our focus. But Durham has battled back from adversity several times over the course of these first 2 sets. They've got to be feeling good right now.
Yeah, I think they're, especially after the second set, overcoming that difference that Centennial had built. I think it's a great motivation for the Durham Lords to come this third set with all the intentions of closing it up here. They come from a 5-set game, 4-set game against the Loyalists during the week. So I think they have that extra motivation of getting more recovery time if they finish it here.
Yeah, Luis, you pointed out in our pregame that the Lords did play a much longer game than the Colts just a few days ago in their first game of the year. And now we have played 2 very long first sets. As we said, 54 points in the first set, 48 points in the second set. So fatigue going to be a factor for both sides here. We'll see if Centennial maybe has a little more energy. Dieppe will get us started here in the third set. Lords unable to return it, and it's Quentin Hudgens. Durham's already fired up on the first point of the third set. So the ball go back to Kyle Travis, who served that great 4 or 5 point run to close out the second set for Durham. He'll look to build some momentum for the Lords early here in the third. They set up Alex Smith with his signature move. Trinad not able to get his hand.
Once
again, he was able to get his hand on it, Louis, but he wasn't able to get it over the net.
Yeah, once again, we're tied.
Yeah, I do think it's reasonable to be tied 1-1. I'm not gonna complain about that. Yeah, you never complain about a close game.
I'm not complaining. I'm just pointing out the facts. I don't know how many times we've said that the game is tied so far.
And Hudgens once again getting it over the net and firing himself and his team up, the third-year player from Port Perry, Ontario. Looking to light a spark under his team as they look to put Centennial away here in this third set. That'll set up Ojashina. Hudgens keeps it alive, but not well enough. That ball goes around the antenna. Luis, we're tied.
Once again.
2-2 here, still very early in this third set. Centennial needs a win in this set or else Durham will win the game. Lords looking to build on that. Oh, as Dieppe just not able to get that one cleanly. It was a tough play that he was going for.
Yeah, he was just a couple of inches there from getting that shot blocked.
Carter Reed will serve for Durham. Colts able to set up an attack, and they are really looking to Ao Ojashina here.
The strength in that shot.
Yeah, there's a lot of Centennial's play that is going through Ao Ojashina right now, Luis. We've talked all game about how great he's been.
Yeah, I think with Ojashina and also with Alex Smith, Centennial has a lot of where to look from when trying to get some points.
Yeah, we've also seen great net play from Garcia, Tan, and Dieppe as well as Ojashina serves again.
Yeah, I think Ojashina and Dieppe are the strongest players in the Centennial Colts. And they're trying to get as much advantage as possible from that.
As that ball goes off the net and lands on the Lord's court. So it's a point for Centennial, and Ojashina will take his third serve here. Trinad able to return. Lords not with a great return on that one. It'll set up the Colts for an attack, and it's Dante Garcia with his vertical. Able to set up another Ojashina serve. That one a nice one as well, nice and low. But the Lords able to set up a great attack. And they'll get the ball back. Colts leading 6-4 here early in the third set.
Yeah, the Colts need to gain that momentum back as soon as possible. They built up not a considerable lead, but it's a good advantage right now.
Yeah, the Colts were able to get a few points in a row there. They'll look to prevent Durham from doing the same. That ball just sails long, about as close as you can get without getting it in. But the ball does go back to the Centennial Colts, and they'll look to land a couple more points here and build up a sizable gap in the third must-win set. Garcia with a high toss. A great serve. Lord's able to return. Dieppe keeps it alive. Oh, and that looks like it was called a lift by the Centennial Colts. I believe that was Babak Ibrahimi, pardon me. And the ball go back to Durham. So the Colts not able to get a run going there, Luis.
No, but they still have the 2-point lead. And they're going to try to get the momentum back.
Yep, they'll be able to set up a decent attack for Dieppe here. Oh, but it's rejected at the net by Durham. It'll be Karn serving again for Durham. You can hear the communication for Centennial is strong right now.
Ooh.
As that ball.
I think there was
Hudgens
more
played
than
it from
3
a
touches
seat.
there.
The point does end up going to the Centennial Colts. Either way, Quinton Hudgens sitting on the ground, able to play some volleyball anyway.
Yeah, but from where I was standing, I thought that before the point was called, there were more than 3 touches from Durham.
Something to keep an eye on there. Tan serve was returned. The Colts able to keep it alive. A great dig by Ojashina. But Ryan Dieppe's shot at the net is blocked by Durham. So the ball goes back to Durham. We're seeing a lot of back and forth here. No team able to build up a real run. So it'll be Michael Penny serving for Durham. Ojashina returns it. And he just has to get it over and hope that they'll be able to return this attack by the Lords. And Tan keeps it alive technically, but not really in a place where any Colt could get a hand on it. And we're tied here in the third, 8-8. Colts will once again line up with 4 in the back line to return this serve. Centennial able to keep it alive. Alex Smith forced to just volley it over. The Lords set up a good shot, and it is called in. 9-8, the lead for the Durham Lords here in this third set. They'll look to string together some momentum.
Here you can see the Colts are not happy with that. How their faces have changed in comparison to how they were in the second set.
Yeah.
It's quite notorious.
Sneaky little shot there from Babek.
That was out.
And that was indeed out. The point goes to the Centennial Colts, and we're tied at 9. It'll be Ryan Dieppe from Toronto, Danforth Collegiate Institute. He'll look to serve and land a few points here for Centennial. As that ball, a great attack there from Durham. The net play from the Durham Lords really starting to improve here in this third set.
Yeah, just when they needed the most, they appeared. That's a good point for the Lords, having their players focused.
As that serve goes into the net, so the ball goes right back to the Centennial Colts. And once again, Luis, no team, through the first 20 points of this third set, no team able to pull away. We are tied at 10.
Yeah, I've lost the count of how many points have been scored throughout the game, but it's certainly a lot.
Indeed it is. Wow, a great attack there from number 1 on Durham, Tyler Jagan.
The rebound from that shot, almost ended up in the basketball.
Now I think that's worth 2 points, Luis. It'll be Quinton Hudgens serving here for Durham. Dieppe able to get a hand on it, but the Colts just forced to volley it over. Durham looking to set up a more potent attack, and that they do. That ball landed right in the middle of the Centennial Colts, Luis.
Yeah, you know, even though communication has been less of an issue today for the Centennial Colts, you can still see that they need a bit more time learning how to play with each other, especially when they are trying to see who gets the ball at some point.
Ojashina says, all right, I'll just hit it right at Shock Tornad. Tornad not able to do anything with the powerful Ojashina attack. And he'll get the ball back to Centennial. It'll be Babek Ibrahimi looking to get some good serving momentum going. Lords do return, but it goes wide. Deflected by Centennial, though. So the Lords.
There's another substitution going on. Number 17 in the Durham Lords gets in. And you know, this allows me to bring in 1 point. Centennial hasn't done any substitution whatsoever throughout the entire game.
Yeah, Durham with a deeper roster than the Centennial Colts for sure. A couple options off the bench, using a full 7-person rotation there. While the Colts limited to just 6, so that could be a factor as this game gets deeper into its sets here. Diep able to get that one over, but the Lords will get a chance to return as that ball goes long. Colts with a couple points in a row.
We are tied again.
Tied at 13 here. We haven't been tied since it was 10-10, Luis. It's been a long time by our standards.
By these game standards, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Ojashina serving to break the tie. Hudgens able to return. They'll set up an attack. Oh, but it's blocked by... Oh, I thought it was blocked by Ryan Diep.
Yeah, it was blocked, but it hit down the net instead of on top.
Blocked too well, you might say, by Ryan Diep. So, Tyler Jagan from Calgary, Alberta will serve here for the Durham Lords. And that serve goes into the net. Centennial, you can see Babak Ibrahimi really celebrating every point. I think he's trying to fire his team up here, Luis.
Yeah. They need some motivation ongoing. They know that there's a lot in play now in this third set.
Yeah, a must-win set for the Centennial Colts, and Dante Garcia will serve. A great serve, just a little wide. So that one will go to the Durham Lords. They take a 1-point lead. A short toss there for the Lords. They'll set up Tony Tan. That play from Aiden Karn just drifts a little, not the direction he wanted it to, Luis. And Centennial get the ball right back.
First modification in the game for Centennial, number 12.
Yeah, so coming into the game, we've got Sean Reyes in from Toronto. He'll give Dante Garcia a little break. Garcia looking like he's getting some attention on the sideline there. Hope everything's okay with Dante.
Yeah, hopefully. He's been great for the Colts so far in this game.
Alex Smith with a nice block there. Colts will take the lead back in this third set. It's Tony Tan serving again. High toss. Oh, and not a good return there from Jacques Tornade.
Now the Colts
he's
trying.
not happy with himself on that one, Luis.
Yeah, now the Colts trying to get up some momentum, getting some points there to build up the lead.
Yeah, we'll see if Sean Reyes can make a bit of an impact. You see him wearing that different colored jersey. He does play the libero position.
Oh,
as that ball goes wide, and once again, Babak Ibrahimi trying to light a fire under his team in this must-win third set. I think that's important, Luis, don't you?
yeah, it is important. It's important, especially when it's a sort of sudden death here, a scenario for the Colts.
Oh, absolutely. Tan, another nice serve. Hudgens able to return, and they'll set him up for the attack.
Oh!
Just sent that one between the legs of Tony Tan. A great play there by the third-year star for the Durham Lords, Quentin Hudgens. Now Colts will look to get the ball right back and restore their 3-point lead. Ojashina does return. They'll be able to set up Ryan Diep. That ball comes straight to me. I do not have the verticality required to knock it down.
That's true,
That's
Griffin.
not my job, Luis.
Yeah, I'm just... First time in the entire game, I was really scared that our stuff here in this table, our equipment, very expensive equipment,
Yes.
gets damaged.
Well, that's why you're here, Luis. You're here to block any ball, much like the Centennial Colts have been. And Alex Smith tried to do right there. He did get a hand on it, and he will launch his flip shot. We told you before the game, the Colts so good at those little flip shots.
Once again, Griffin, the Colts have been able to get to the 20-point mark.
So that's all 3 sets so far with the 20-point mark for the Colts. And this is a very similar position that they were in the second set with that 20 point mark, a 4-point lead. They'll look to flip this one. A nice return from Reyes there, and it'll set up Ojashina. Tornado hits the ceiling. You can see that ball technically came off the hand of Tornado, but I think all the power was supplied by Ayo Ojashina.
Yeah.
And
It's a deja vu. It's a deja vu again. It's a deja vu. I can't believe it.
A timeout once again for the Durham Lords. These timeouts have worked so well for Coach Hubicki early in this game. In the first 2 sets, we saw him successfully able to reverse momentum both times with a timeout. The Colts up by 5 here in this must-win 3rd set. What do you think Coach Bento is saying to her team right now?
I don't know exactly what she can be saying, but I know the message overall will be try to keep this difference as much as possible, you know. During the last 2 sets, it's been very complicated, getting to the 20-point mark and then keeping that until the very end. The Centennial Colts have struggled so far in keeping up that difference, in keeping up the advantage they have, and hopefully in this 3rd set, they're going to be able to get the points they need to get the set, to win their 1st set in the entire season. That's the reality.
Yeah, maybe the more of a mental and psychological talk here from Coach Bento than a purely strategical one, because once again, the strategy has been working. The Colts are up 5, but they have run into this block in both of the first 2 sets when it came time to really, the chips were down and they had to pull through. So the Colts, they do have the serve here. They'll look to get another couple of points here and really close out this 3rd set.
Yeah, no surprise at this point that the Durham Lords called timeout at this point in the set, at this very moment.
So Sean Reyes will stay in the game for Dante Garcia, as that serve from Ryan Dieppe just goes a little long. So the ball will go back to Durham.
Garcia receiving some indications there, I can see from here.
Some coaching there for Dante Garcia. Maybe just catching his breath. We hope his hand is okay. We did see the trainer looking at it earlier.
Yeah.
It certainly looks like he's fine. And hopefully we'll get back into this game. There's a lift called there on the Centennial Colts. So the first 2 points out of the timeout have gone the way of the Durham Lords.
Yeah.
Centennial once again needing to buckle down here.
For the very first time in the entire game, Coach Adriana Banto talking to the referee there. Not very happy with that call.
Reyes able to get his hands on that one. He'll set up Alex Smith. Lord's able to return. And that ball is blocked but sent wide. It was tipped by the Centennial Colts. So this is down to a 21-19 lead here. Luis, once again, the timeout working wonders for the Durham Lords.
Yeah, I think they know what they can do by taking off the momentum of the Centennial Colts.
Ayo Ojashina says, I'll take your momentum right back, please. Another great attack from the star, Ojashina. That'll set up Alex Smith with a 22-19 lead and the serve.
This will be a good momentum for Alex Smith to regain the momentum he had during the 1st set.
Yeah, we saw Smith author a 5-point run for the Colts in the 1st set as the server. His first serve in this one is returned by the Lords. That ball stays alive, but then Hudgens sends it long. Some athletic plays there from Quentin Hudgens, but he's just not able to get that one in. The Colts take a 23-19 lead, and it's another timeout called by the Durham Lords, hoping to double down on their timeout magic.
What a game, Griffin. What a game.
You seem nervous, Louis.
I am.
Yeah, obviously, as we've mentioned, the Colts must win this set to keep the game going. And I think if they can win this set, Luis, that'll be a big thing for them mentally. They'll have that first set. They'll have the momentum back. And this has been a very close match in all 3 sets so far.
Yeah, one thing to point out is with the season being so short this time due to the situation we all know we're going through, I was talking to some coaches a couple of weeks ago, and they were telling me, you know, it's a bad thing in the sense that our players don't have that much time to recover physically, but at the same time, it's a good thing because they don't have that time to keep up wondering what if I had done this or what if I had done that. They're able to focus immediately on their next game, So
Yeah, quick turnaround. We saw both of these teams just played Thursday night, and not even 48 hours ago, Luis.
yeah,
So a good opportunity for them here, and it's still Alex Smith serving. The Lords have now used 2 timeouts in this third set. Smith will look to get the Colts right on the edge. That one goes just a bit long. A good eye there from the veterans on the Durham Lords, Quentin Hudgens and Jacques Tornade. They're the
Garcia
ones
is
we've
back in the
mentioned
team.
most. Dante Garcia is back in the game, so that's great to see. See him hopping. He's got his energy back. Hudgens will serve for the Lords. Ojashina able to return. Smith will set up Ojashina. Oh, just the pass from Smith goes a little long.
this is not the right time to have those sort of miscommunications there.
No, yeah, Smith and Ojashina just not quite on the same page there. Hudgens will serve again. Colts still up 2 in this third set. Ojashina gets the bump. And that one not able to work out for the Colts either. Luis, you were talking about a time loop. The Durham Lords have cut the Centennial Colts late lead once again down to 1 point. Hudgens serves. Ojashina, another good return. They'll set up their star, Ayo Ojashina, and he launches it at Quentin Hudgens. Hudgens unable to do anything with it. No fault of his own. That was just a great shot from Ayo Ojashina.
That's true, and finally a set point for Centennial.
It is, in fact, a set point. It'll be Babak Ibrahimi, the Tehran native, looking to serve for this third set. Lords able to get in a good attack, and it does fall short. So the ball will go back to the Durham Lords. Colts with a 24-23 lead. Still set point for the Centennial Colts. It'll be the young Carter Reed from Oshawa, Ontario, serving to keep the set alive. Smith returns it. They try and set up Garcia. It actually goes to Ojashina. Hudgens keeps it alive. Smith returns. It goes long. Reed able to set it up. Durham with a nice attack, and that ball falls in. We are tied at 24 in the third set, Luis. We're going to need extra points to finish this one yet again.
It's amazing. What an amazing game of volleyball we're watching.
You cannot come up with 2 more evenly matched teams than the Durham Lords and the Centennial Colts here today. Carter Reed will serve again. Colts really need this first point. They'll look to Tony Tan for it. He's unable to get it, so it'll be the Lords' turn. Not a great attack. Alex Smith once again to Tan. And that ball does fall in for Tony Tan. He's fired up. His team is fired up. The Colts once again with their third set point of the set. And it'll be the veteran, the star, the player of the game for Centennial so far, Ayo Ojashina, who will serve, trying to secure this third set. Just a little long. You could hear the Lords calling it out. Good communication there from Durham to not put a hand on that one. And so we are back to even here, 25-25 in the third set.
What a game.
Centennial desperately looking to close this one out. Tyler Jagan will serve for Durham. A high toss. Diep, keeps it alive, and it's Tan who just sends it over. That'll set up a big attack. Smith just returns it. Lords once again looking for a big. It's deflected by Tony Tan, but goes out off of his hands. And so this time it'll be Durham with their first match point of the game. And it'll be Tyler Jagan, the Calgary native, who will serve with a chance to end it all. Centennial needs this point to keep the game alive. It's a great serve. Lords hoping to set up an attack off of it. It's a little fake attack. Baba keeps it alive. Ojashina just forced to send it over, and it goes long! Just a simple return from Ayo Ojashina, and he not able to get it into the court. And so that will do it here. The Colts lose 3-0, but you could not, literally in volleyball, it is impossible to have a closer 3 sets. The Colts lose 28-26, 25-23, 27-25 as we see both teams with a display of sportsmanship applauding each other. No handshake lines, obviously, in these times.
It was a great game. I bet for everyone in the stream watching, they can agree with us. It's been a great display from both teams. Sadly for the Centennial Colts, they were unable to keep their momentum once they reached the 20-point mark.
Yeah, and we can see the disappointment on Dante Garcia and the rest of the Centennial Colts, but so much to build on here for this young Centennial team. They played a great game.
Yeah, for sure. It's a tough loss indeed for the Centennial Colts. But let's see the bigger picture, the bigger frame here. After such a tough loss with Seneca, where Seneca was still was clearly the most prepared team at that moment, you can see there's a lot of improvement, as we were mentioning.
Yes, that will do it for us here today from Centennial College in Scarborough, Ontario. I've been Griffin Porter. This has been Luis Ramirez. Thank you to everyone for tuning in.